Something is shifting in your life right now, and deep down you can feel it. It's not loud. It's not obvious. In fact, to everyone else, it may look like nothing is happening at all. But inside you there's a tension, a quiet pressure, a stirring you can't fully explain. It's like you've been standing in the shadows for so long, wondering if your time will ever come, wondering if God sees you, wondering if all the waiting has a purpose. And here's the truth you need to hear today. You were never meant to stay hidden. You were never meant to stay hidden. God does not hide people to forget them. He hides them to prepare them. Every moment you felt overlooked, every door that didn't open, every season where it seemed like others were moving ahead while you stood still, none of it was wasted. It was intentional. It was necessary. It was God shaping something inside you that the world is not ready to see until the right moment. Because when God reveals you, it's not small. It's not quiet. It's undeniable. Right now, you may feel unseen. You may feel like your efforts don't matter, like your prayers are echoing into silence. But heaven has not ignored you. God has been watching, building, refining, strengthening. He's been working in places no one else can see. And what He is preparing in you is bigger than what you've imagined for yourself. There comes a moment in every calling where everything shifts. A moment when what was hidden is suddenly brought into the light. A moment when God says now, not later, not someday, now. And when that moment comes, your life will not look the same again. But here's why this message matters so much. You cannot miss that moment. You cannot be asleep when God calls your name forward. You cannot stay in doubt when God is opening the door, because what's coming next in your life requires you to recognize it. You are closer than you think. Number one, you were never meant to stay hidden. There is a lie that many believers quietly carry, that being hidden means being forgotten. And over time, that lie begins to shape how you see your life. You start to believe that because no one sees you, God must not be doing anything. Because your moment hasn't come, maybe it never will. But that is not how God works. In Scripture, the people God uses the most are almost always hidden first. Joseph wasn't revealed in the palace, he was hidden in a pit, then a prison. David wasn't revealed on the throne, he was hidden in the fields, overlooked even by his own family. Moses wasn't revealed as a leader of nations, he was hidden in the wilderness for 40 years. Hidden does not mean inactive. Hidden means God is working where no one else can interfere. When God hides you, He removes the noise. He removes the distractions. He removes the pressure to perform for people so He can develop something deeper within you, your character, your faith, your dependence on Him. Because what God is preparing to reveal through you cannot be sustained by talent alone. It requires strength that is built in private. And here's what most people miss. If God revealed you too early, it would break you. The weight of purpose, the attention, the responsibility. It would be too much without the foundation He is building right now. So what feels like delay is actually protection. What feels like being overlooked is actually positioning. You were never meant to stay hidden, but you were meant to be hidden for a season, and that season has an expiration date. The same God who placed you in obscurity is the same God who will bring you into the light. And when He does, no one will be able to stop it. No one will be able to deny it, because it won't be man's timing. It will be God's perfect moment. So if you feel hidden right now, don't fight it. Lean into it. Trust it. Because this is not where your story ends. This is where your foundation is being built, and foundations are always laid where no one is watching. Number two, the pressure you feel is preparation. There's a reason everything feels heavier lately. The pressure, the weight, the moments where you feel stretched beyond what you thought you could handle. It's not random. It's not meaningless. And it's definitely not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something is being prepared. God does not elevate people without first strengthening them. And strength is not built in comfort. It's built in pressure. Just like gold is refined in fire, your faith, your endurance, your identity are being refined through the very things that feel like they are trying to break you. You may have noticed it. The challenges are different now. The battles are deeper. The tests feel more intense. Things that used to shake you a little now feel like they're trying to shake everything. And you've probably asked God, why is this happening now? Because you're closer than you think. Before every major shift in the Bible, there was pressure. Before Joseph was elevated, the pressure of prison intensified. Before David stepped into kingship, the pressure of persecution increased. Before Jesus began his ministry, he went through the wilderness. Pressure always comes before promotion, not to destroy you, but to prepare you, because where God is taking you, the old version of you cannot survive there. The doubts, the fears, the need for approval, the instability, those things have to be refined out of you. And that process is not comfortable. It's stretching, it's uncomfortable. It sometimes feels unfair, but it is necessary. And here's the powerful truth. The pressure you feel is not trying to crush you. It's revealing what's inside you. It's showing you that you are stronger than you thought, that your faith is deeper than you realized, that even when everything around you feels uncertain, something within you is still standing. That's not you. That's God in you. So don't run from the pressure. Don't assume it means you're going in the wrong direction. Sometimes, the greatest confirmation that you are exactly where God wants you to be is that it feels hard, because preparation is never easy, but it is always worth it. And what God is preparing in you right now is about to be revealed. Number 3, God is aligning everything behind the scenes. Even when nothing seems to be moving in your life, God is never still. There are moments when you look around and it feels like everything has stopped. Doors aren't opening. Opportunities aren't appearing. The things you prayed for seem delayed, and the path ahead feels unclear. And in those moments, it's easy to assume that God is silent, or worse, absent. But God does his greatest work in places you cannot see. While you are waiting, he is aligning. While you are questioning, he is positioning. While you feel stuck, he is orchestrating details that you don't even know exist yet. People you haven't met, conversations that haven't happened, doors that haven't opened yet. Nothing in your life is random. The delays, the redirections, even the closed doors, these are not setbacks. They are part of a divine arrangement. Because God is not just preparing you, he is preparing everything around you to match what he has placed inside you. Think about Joseph. There was a moment when it looked like everything had gone wrong. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison, but behind the scenes, God was aligning an entire nation's future. Pharaoh had to have a dream. The right person had to remember Joseph. The exact moment had to come together, and when it did, it happened quickly. That's how God works. You may not understand why certain doors didn't open. You may not understand why things didn't happen when you expected them to. But if you could see what God is doing behind the scenes, you would realize nothing has been wasted. Every no was protection. Every delay was alignment. Every detour was direction. God is not late. He is precise. And when everything is in place, when you are ready, when the timing is right, when the environment is aligned, he will move in a way that makes it clear this was never by chance. So if it feels like nothing is happening, remind yourself, everything is happening, just not where I can see it. Number 4. The moment of revelation is sudden. One of the most powerful patterns in Scripture is this. When God moves, he often moves suddenly, not gradually, not in a way that slowly builds over years in the public eye, but in a moment, an unexpected, undeniable shift that changes everything. Joseph went from prison to palace in a single day. David went from shepherd to anointed king in a moment. Esther went from hidden to positioned for purpose at exactly the right time. For years, nothing seemed to change. And then, everything changed at once. This is what you need to understand. God may take time to prepare you, but he does not take time to reveal you. The preparation is slow. The revealing is sudden. That's why your current season can feel confusing. You've been waiting, growing, enduring, and it seems like progress is invisible. But what you don't see is that you are approaching a moment where all of that hidden preparation will be brought into the light at once. And when it happens, it will not look like luck. It will not look like coincidence. It will look like God. Opportunities will come that you didn't chase. Doors will open that you didn't force. People will recognize something in you that they couldn't see before. and you'll find yourself standing in a place you once only prayed about. Suddenly, but here's the part many people miss. When that moment comes, you have to be ready to move, because the same God who prepares slowly reveals quickly. And if you hesitate, if you doubt, if you shrink back in fear, you risk missing the very moment you were prepared for. This is why your current season matters so much. Every lesson, every test, every moment of growth, it's all equipping you for a moment that will not wait. Your suddenly is not random. It is scheduled, and when God decides it is time, nothing will be able to hold it back. Number 5. The enemy attacks hardest before you are seen. There's a reason the battle feels more intense right now. The doubts are louder. The discouragement hits deeper. The distractions are stronger than before. And sometimes, it feels like everything is trying to pull you away from what you know God is doing in your life. That is not a coincidence. The closer you get to being revealed, the more resistance you will face. The enemy does not waste energy on people who are going nowhere. He targets purpose. He targets calling. He targets what God is about to use. Because if he can't stop God's plan, he will try to stop your confidence in it. He will try to make you question what God has already spoken. He will try to exhaust you before your moment arrives. That's why the attacks often come right before the breakthrough. Right before David stepped into his calling, he faced Goliath. Right before Jesus began his ministry, he was tested in the wilderness. Right before Joseph was elevated, he endured the weight of being forgotten in prison. The pressure increases. The opposition intensifies. The weight feels heavier, not because you're losing, but because you're about to step into something greater. And here's the strategy you need to recognize. The enemy wants you to quit in the final moments of preparation. He wants you to walk away just before the door opens. He wants you to doubt just before God confirms. Because if he can get you to stop, he doesn't have to fight what you were meant to become. But you didn't come this far to stop now. The attacks you're facing are not a sign to retreat. They are a signal to stand firm, to hold your ground, to remind yourself that what God started, he will finish. You are not under attack for no reason. You are under attack because something is about to be revealed. And when you understand that, the battle stops feeling like fear and starts feeling like confirmation. Number 6. You must be ready when God calls you forward. There comes a moment when everything shifts, and when it does, you won't have time to prepare. You will have to move. This is where many people miss it. They pray for opportunity. They ask for breakthrough. They believe for change. But when the moment actually comes, they hesitate. They question. They shrink back because it doesn't look exactly how they expected. But when God calls you forward, he expects you to be ready. Joseph didn't have weeks to prepare when Pharaoh called him. He had a moment. David didn't have time to rehearse when he stood before Goliath. He stepped forward. The disciples didn't have all the answers when Jesus called them. They followed. Readiness is not about perfection. It's about obedience. It's about becoming the kind of person who trusts God enough to move when he says move, even if you don't have all the details, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it stretches you beyond what feels familiar. Because the truth is, your next level will require a different version of you, a version that doesn't wait for validation, a version that doesn't shrink in fear, a version that understands that if God opened the door, you are already equipped to walk through it. And that readiness is built now, in the quiet, in the hidden moments, in the small acts of obedience that no one sees. Every time you choose faith over fear, you are getting ready. Every time you trust God when it's hard, you are getting ready. Every time you keep going, when it would be easier to stop, you are getting ready. Because when the moment comes, and it will, you won't need to scramble. You won't need to question. You will recognize it, and you will step into it without hesitation. Number 7. Your revelation is not just about you. There is something you must understand before God brings you into the light. What he is about to do in your life is not just for you. It may feel personal. It may feel like your prayers, your breakthrough, your moment, but God never reveals someone just to elevate them. He reveals them to impact others through them. Joseph wasn't revealed just to leave prison. He was revealed to save a nation. David wasn't revealed just to become king. He was revealed to lead God's people. Esther wasn't revealed just to wear a crown. She was revealed to protect an entire generation. And the same is true for you. What God has placed inside you carries purpose beyond your own life. The strength you've developed, the lessons you've learned, the battles you've endured, they are not just shaping you, they are preparing you to become a vessel that speaks when others are silent, a vessel that stands when others fall, a vessel that reflects God's power in a world that desperately needs hope. That's why the process has been so deep. That's why the preparation has taken time, because what you carry is not small, it's not temporary, it's not limited to you. And when God reveals you, people will not just see you, they will see what God has done in you. They will see the strength that came from your struggles. They will see the faith that survived your doubts. They will see the light that came out of your darkest seasons. And through that, they will be reminded that God is still moving. So don't just think about what this moment means for you. Think about who it's meant to reach. Think about the lives that will be touched because you said yes, because you stayed, because you didn't give up when it was hard. Your revelation is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your impact. Conclusion. Right now, you may still feel like you're standing in the shadows. You may still feel like things are unclear, like you're waiting for something that hasn't fully arrived yet. But something has shifted, and you can feel it. That stirring inside you is not random. It's the signal that your season is changing. You were never meant to stay hidden. You were never meant to remain unseen, overlooked, or forgotten. Every step you've taken, every moment you've endured, every time you chose to keep going when it was easier to stop, it has all been leading to this, a moment where God says now, not when you feel ready, not when everything is perfect, but when His timing is complete. And when that moment comes, your life will not quietly transition. It will shift in a way that makes it clear God's hand is on you. Doors will open, opportunities will appear. Things that once felt impossible will suddenly become real, and you will realize that what felt like delay was actually preparation. But don't miss this. Don't let fear hold you back when God is calling you forward. Don't let doubt make you hesitate when the door is opening. Don't shrink in the very moment you were created for, because what God is about to do through you will not only change your life, it will show the world what He can do with someone who trusts Him completely. You are closer than you think, and this time, you won't stay hidden.